All right, when I say Spanish wine, what comes to mind? Probably big, bold reds from sun-baked plains, right? Well, today we're going to flip that idea completely on its head. We're heading to Spain's cool, green Atlantic coast to discover a wine that, well, it tastes like nothing else in the country. I mean, seriously, have you ever had a wine that literally feels like a sea breeze? One that tastes like salty sea spray? If that sounds intriguing, well, you might just be about to find your new favorite wine. So let's dive right in. Okay, so first things first, let's get our bearings. We need to understand the place itself. Rías Baixas, it's in the northwest corner of Spain, in a region called Galicia. And get this, it's so lush and green, its nickname is literally Green Spain. And this really shows you just how much it flips the script. You're not going to find any hot, arid plains here. Nope. It's all about lush, rolling green hills. And forget those big red wines. Here, it's the kingdom of crisp, aromatic white wines. And the reason for all this? It's that cool Atlantic climate, which is a total world away from the sunny Mediterranean. And the name itself, Rías Baixas, tells you everything you need to know. It literally means lower rías or lower estuaries. So just picture these deep river valleys, kind of like fjords, where the Atlantic Ocean basically reaches its fingers deep into the land. And that constant connection to the sea, that is the single most important thing that shapes these wines. So, okay, how does all of that, the ocean, the land, actually end up in your glass? Well, it all comes down to what we call terroir, right? That unique sense of place. And you've got to understand, in Rías Baixas, the Atlantic Ocean isn't just some pretty background scenery. No, it's the main character of the whole story. It's really about three key things working together. First, you've got that cool Atlantic climate. All that humidity and rain means the grapes ripen really slowly, which builds up amazing flavor and acidity. Then, you have the soil. It's mostly granite, which is absolutely crucial. It drains really well, a must in a rainy place, and it gives the wine that signature stony mineral vibe. And finally, the rías. Those valleys, they act like giant mirrors, bouncing sunlight back onto the vines to make sure the grapes get perfectly ripe. And it's not like the whole region is exactly the same. It's actually broken up into 5 subregions, and each one has its own little twist. You can see how the different soils, from granite in Val d'Olsanés to sandier stuff in Orosal, change the character of the wine. We could do a whole episode on this, but for now, just know there's a ton of diversity packed in here. Okay, so with a climate this, let's call it challenging, you're going to need a special kind of hero to thrive. And in Rías Baixas, that hero is a grape that is just perfectly built for this place, Albariño. And when I say hero, I mean it. Check this out. Over 90% of all the grapes grown here are Albariño. It's not just a grape, it is the region's identity. It completely dominates because it's just so perfectly suited for its home. So what's its superpower? Well, it's all in the skin. Albariño grapes have these pretty thick skins, and in a damp, humid place like this, that's like having a natural raincoat. It helps fight off all the fungal stuff that would totally wipe out other grapes. So yeah, it doesn't just survive here, it absolutely thrives. And to give our hero grape a little help, the growers here came up with this brilliant system called the para. You see these everywhere. They grow the vines way up high on these granite pergolas. It's this simple but genius idea. It lifts the grapes off the damp ground, gets the air flowing to keep them dry, and it creates this big leafy canopy to catch as much sun as possible. It's actually an amazing ancient form of sustainable farming. All right, we've talked about the place, the climate, the hero grape. So, what does it all mean when you finally pour a glass? Let's get to the best part. What does this stuff actually taste like? Right away, the first thing that just leaps out of the glass is this explosion of citrus. I'm talking bright grapefruit, zesty lime, maybe a little lemon peel. It's just so aromatic and incredibly fresh from the get-go. And then you get that minerality from the granite soils. It's a flavor that's kind of like whetstones after a rainstorm or crushed rocks. It's what gives the wine this amazing structure and a kind of seriousness that's just captivating. And here it is, the signature move, the thing that makes it so unique, a saline note. Yeah, I'm talking a little bit of saltiness. It's this savory character that really does taste like sea spray. This is the flavor that ties it all back to the Atlantic. So let's put it all together. Think of this as your cheat sheet for Albariño. You're going to get aromas of grapefruit, maybe some white peach and flowers. On the palate, it's all about that super refreshing, zippy acidity. It's usually pretty light, and the finish, man, it just keeps going with that clean, salty, mineral thing. So, what on earth do you pair with a wine that tastes like the ocean? Seafood from that same ocean, of course. It's a perfect match. That high acidity just cuts right through rich grilled fish, and the saltiness is just perfect with briny oysters, mussels, you name it. It's honestly one of the greatest food and wine pairings in the world, period. And this quote really just nails it. We're not just talking about a drink here. This is like a liquid snapshot of a place. You can taste the green hills, you can feel that Atlantic climate, you can sense the culture of Galicia, all in one glass. Okay, let's wrap up by zooming out a little bit, because this region has this incredible, deep history, but it's also got its eyes set firmly on the future. People have been making wine here since Roman times, and it really took off in the Middle Ages with pilgrims on the Camino de Santiago. But the modern story, that really kicks off in 1988. That's when they established the official DO, the quality control system, which basically guaranteed quality and put Rías Baixas on the map for the rest of the world. But they're not just sitting back. The big challenge today is, you guessed it, climate change. That means potentially even more humidity to deal with. So winemakers are getting smarter. They're focusing more and more on sustainable farming to make sure these incredible vineyards are around for a long, long time. And you know what? The world is definitely taking notice. Wine tourism there is booming. People are flying in to see these gorgeous landscapes and, let's be honest, to eat that amazing seafood with a glass of crisp Albariño right where it's made. Can you blame them? So, next time you're at the wine shop looking for a white wine that's bright, complex, and just completely unique, well, now you know exactly what to look for. The only question left is, are you ready to taste the Atlantic?